Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm gonna talk about one of the biggest mistake, or one of the costliest lesson I got in real estate investment up until this point. If you watch my other video, you notice that I did purchase my first rear triplex in 2022, May 2022. That was like a pretty good cash flow because one of the units bring in like 2,000, and then the other two bring in around like 1,400, so close to like 5,000 per for the triplex, and I got it like for 635, so that's not too bad. Well, a month later, I purchased this one, which is another triplex, two bed, one bath each, as you can see from the map here. 70, 78 right way. The thing about this one is the cash flow is much weaker compared to the other one, because I think the front unit, when I first purchased it, I can only get like 1250 a month, and then the other two unit in the back here, the rent was only 950 a month, which is barely like 3,300 a month, compared to the other one, even though it's the same price. Now there is an advantage for this property is that I love the lot. As you can see, the lot is like this big right here, right? There's plenty of parking. Even a car park here, you still have like plenty of space, right? And then on the west south side of it, there's a huge piece of land right here. So my idea was, when I purchased this property, was that, even though the cash flow a little bit weak, but I might be able to improve it and build like something here in the corner, which is what I try to do, right? So in September of 2022, I worked with I met up with an architect to see if he can help me like draw up a plan so that we can be able to build a fourth unit there, right? So here is it's one of the kind of like the agreement that I had with him. So from he design, right, an engineering. So he put me $8,000 for the plans, which I thought was reasonable. And this is how the payment worked, right? The first draft, second draft, third draft, and then once we get all the approval, we paid the final, right? So that's, it's fine. This one was like in September, and then it took him in, us like around a couple months for him to finish with the drawing, which is right here. So this is the preliminary drawing. We got it. So as you can see, my piece of land's right there. Here's where we're gonna do the parking, and there's a small walkway to the unit itself here. This is the new unit. It's a 3-bed, 2-bath. This is as you can see, this is the layout of it. Bed, 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 and then 2 bath. One of them is master. One of them is share bathroom, and then there's a small kitchen area here and the living room area over here. So this is our plan to build, right? But the thing is, like, when I first want to build this, I specifically told Sean that we want a fourth unit and not an ADU. The problem with that is because prior I have issue with building an ADU, getting a loan for a property that had like a weird, like a weird, a weird setup. What I mean by that is, like, it's like a 2-bed, a 2 units on a lot with an ADU. Because that is not like normal, and lender, it's harder for lender to lend you money. So I want to borrow money against this property later, so that's why I don't want to characterize this as a triplex with an ADU, because lender won't know what that is. They know what a quad is, a fourplex is. They don't know what, like, a triplex with an ADU. So so against the advice of Sean, I told him do a fourth unit instead of ADU. And because of we trying to do a fourth unit instead of an ADU, that's a whole bunch of additional costs in it. So the city want us to do with landscaping, drawing for it too, and they asked us to do some kind of like soil reports, right? So for the landscaping, it costs us around like 2,500 just to do like a landscaping drawing, like plans, right? And then on top of that, here's the soil report. I have to pay an extra like right here. So as you can see here from the engineer that's doing the soil report, I have have to pay another 4,500 for that. So 2,500 plus 4,500, that's like 7,000 plus the original 8,000. That's like already 15,000, right? And that's not stopping there. As you can see, over the year we have to pay like fees for the city, like the permits, right? This one's like $800 for the permits fee, and then pay for like 150 for something else, convenient fee. Keep on paying them. Here, confirmation for payments, right? District water, no, not that one. Payment for fire flow, $250, $70 for the fire. For that one, fire flow reports, right? Yeah, this one they asked me to pay for it too, so right. Pay. 180 for something, right? So technically, it costs a lot. Like here, I pay 1,400 for something here too. Geotechnical report review, 1,400. Oh, I didn't even remember I paid that. Anyway, so overall, I think I spent around like 20,000 for all the paperwork, right? And then I think we finally got it to be approved at the very end. But after we get the approval from the city and everything, I spent around 20,000, right? That that like when that happened, I was happy because I'm like, oh, everything's done, right? So if we can move on. I think we even have like a school fee. I think I didn't finish paying for the school fee yet. No, not that one. Yeah, that's another like 4,000 for a school fee. Oh, where is it? Yeah, this one. So I got an invoice for 4,700 for the school fee, because when you have a new unit, you're gonna bring a new family in, and they're gonna take they'll be benefit from the school system if they have kids and stuff like that. So they charged me a school fee. Lucky I didn't pay for this yet. I was like, oh man. But anyway, spent around 20,000. After that, I was happy because I'm like, oh, we can start the construction now. And once we build it and rent it out for like 2,500 a month, we'll be good, right? So the first quote I got was in the what happened like 800 no 650,000 for building the unit, and I was shocked, like, oh my god, 600,000, how am I gonna get 600,000 to build for the unit? And even if I be able to get it and build it, that's too much, because then I can't make money from the rent. So I was bummed, and then later on I was able to speak with a couple more, and I think I got the estimate down. One of my, I think, like let's see if I got like a couple of estimate here. I don't know this. Oh no, that's not it. I think I got a quote for like the first one 650,000. The second quote was like around 400 and 496,000 here, just to build you. And I'm like, it's too much. And I think the lowest quote I got was from one of Sean's friend, like 354,000. But like again, even if I get this much, even if I rent it out for 25 to 30,000 a month, it's gonna take me a long time to recoup my money. And I'm like, oh, with this kind of money, I'm like, I'll be better off just to buy another property and manage it, less work, and and I can rent it out right away. So that's what I did. So I think in June of 2024, I'm still talking to people and trying to get quotes. I saw this unit close by. It's a four unit, two tops, two bottom, and it's sold for a list for like 780, I think, or 799. I ended up being able to purchase it at 750, and it's a four unit, so I think I get like around 6,500 in rent a month between these four unit. And the down payment, I think only like 30% down, right? Term 3, so only around 250. down only to 250. Yeah, around 225 down. So it costs less to down and purchase this property than to build a fourth unit, and that's what I did. So I ended up purchasing this. Then of course by that time I don't have money to build anyway. So I scratched that project. So even though I spent like $20,000 on it, I'm glad that I found out that I could finish, because if I was able to think that I can finish it and start borrowing money against some of my property just to build it, but then halfway I run out of money, what am I gonna do? I won't have rent to bring in, and I still have a cost that I need to pay. So that's what I did. I decided, it's safer for me just to scratch the project, even though I spent like 20,000 over on it already. It's sunk cost. It doesn't matter. We don't need it. It's safer for me just to buy and continue doing what I do best by buying property and rent it out, than for me to try to build something myself and get the suck into that process and can't do anything, because if I have to start doing this project and build, there's nothing I can do during the time that I'm building it, and all my money will get stuck in here. And what happened if in the middle of it I can't finish? uh, it's gonna be a huge hole for me to dig out. So I ended up like not building it and buying the four unit over here. And that's the reason why and that's one of the biggest mistake. Like I started out with having an architect and not knowing what the whole project would be at the very beginning. I was always assuming it's gonna cost like 250, 300 max, but it turned out it's much more than that. And this is not even like estimate how much it's gonna be out of budget, because as every single construction project, it's not gonna be like cheaper than you're expected. So I was glad that I was able to pull out before it get worse. And I mean, in the future, I have a property right now, this one in Barstow, that have a huge lot, right? And in the future, if I want to build, I will probably gonna hire a company to come by, take a look at the area, give me a quote of how much it's gonna cost me to build 8 units on here, and then I'll be able to decide, okay, does that cost good enough or not? Because the thing is that that way I will be able to have like a better understanding of how much it's gonna cost to build, instead of like doing all the drawing and all that stuff first and then find out, oh, it's gonna cost too much. So I mean, but I always like to buy and just to rent it out. I think that's a better process for me, or a familiar process. So one of my biggest mistakes is just to waste $20,000 on trying to build a fourth unit here in this area. Right. So, but anyway, thank you so much for watching my channel and listen to what I have to say. And hopefully I'll be able to share more experience over the years with other video and updates. With that, I'll see you next time. Thank you.